Guys, I have got another concealer video for you today. Today I have the e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer in the shade Fair, which I believe is the lightest shade. I do have a little bit of powder foundation on today because I just tested out a powder foundation. And it's in one of my playlists, I'm sure, if you want to check that out. Okay, so they have all this packaging. This is the container. Like, it seems like little bitty was in here. Let's see. Just like this. So I was expecting maybe it to go all the way down. It does not. So, but it has 0.22 fluid ounces in it. Okay, and again, it's in Fair. Let's see, what claims do we have here? This high definition concealer helps hide imperfections and minimize fine lines. Formula infused with vitamin C, green tea, and mulberry for skin firming and soothing benefits to provide skin with an even toned and textured look. The way that's said makes it seem like it's trying to provide a textured look, but it's talking about an even toned and even textured look. Okay. All right. Conceal imperfections. Okay, well, let's just see. All right, so it's a doe foot, of course, but let's take a look. Oh, it's just your regular old doe foot. Can't see. Man, my skin, I'm liking that powder foundation, kind of. I'm surprised that I do. Okay, this feels very creamy, which is nice. I feel like that powder foundation is making my skin look kind of soft and velvety, which is what I like. Okay, and as far as, like, let me just check the shade just real quick. Yeah, the shade is Fair, or it says Fair, but I would consider this to be like light. I've had fairer colored concealers before. Oh. Well, I don't know. Try the other side. Oh, I didn't. I loaded up both my eyes instead of comparing one to the other. Not the first time I've done that. Okay. Well, I feel like it looks nice. The shade, the way the lighting is in here today, because I'm kind of getting shaded, it's making my under eyes look a little bit darker than they kind of look in real life. This is a pretty dewy concealer. I want to put a little bit more on. This side is always darker, I think, than this side. But I mean, as far as covering, I think it just did make them look even. It really kind of took down a lot of the darkness here and here, but there still is some coming through because I am just so dang dark. Put a little bit more right here, a little bit more right here. I don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and use my finger for this side just to see. And again, as I said, this is a very dewy concealer, and I know the idea behind dewiness is that, like, the dewier you are, the younger you look, or the younger your skin looks. And I think that's probably true, but what also happens is the dewier it is, the more it calls attention to this dip right here. So, sorry y'all, you're on camera, smile. So, you know, it's kind of like a darned if you do, darned if you don't. You know what I mean? Like, if it's too dry under there, you're gonna look like an old crepey hag, you know? Not that all old people are hags, don't get it twisted. But then if it's all shiny under there, for someone like me that has really oily skin, you're gonna look like an oily grease ball, which is not, in my opinion, not very attractive. So strategic shine is good, but just shine all over it, for me, I would not want that. So yeah, this is very dewy and shiny looking as of right now. looks nice on the skin, but it's certainly, I mean, for me, I have creases all under there, so it's going to crease regardless. Eventually, it's going to crease. And I would set this anyway because I don't necessarily like the shine to come up right here where it's shining. I want to keep the shine. If I'm going to have it anywhere, it's going to be, I want it to be out here. Even my whole face can be shiny as long as under my eyes is a little bit more matte to keep, to make it look less, like I have less of a hollow right there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this other powder brush that I have. I'm going to use that same powder that I used earlier for my powder foundation. I'm going to set it a little bit. I just put a very little bit of powder on there, and already, like, you can see the difference. Like, it doesn't, the dip in there doesn't look as deep. Just a little tiny bit of powder, and honestly, I didn't put very much, but this is a matte powder and a mattifying powder, so it's going to be a bit matte. All right, so let me just take a look at up close. Not bad. I'm gonna have to go with not bad. I will continue to use this concealer for a couple more days, but as of right now, and it was $3, by the way. e.l.f. products are always inexpensive. So as of right now, it's not bad at all. It's looking really good, actually. It looks like that would be a really great one for a no makeup day as well. Like, I would wear it with makeup, but I also would wear it without because it's looking very natural on my skin. And of course, before I powdered it was very dewy looking. That might be a good one to use, especially if you have a deeper skin than me. Like, for me, that wouldn't work. I mean, it would, because it would reflect the light, but I think I would want something a little bit lighter than what they have to offer if I was going to use it as a face highlight. If you have a little bit darker skin tone than I do, if you put that right here as a face highlight, like a reflective highlight or like a dewy highlight instead of like a powdery, glittery, you know, that kind of a highlight, I think that would work really nice. Yeah, I'll try it a couple other ways too, and just to see how it works. I don't think it would be great for covering blemishes. Like, I've got one right here. I wouldn't probably cover that with this concealer. Well, I might, because if you powder it, then it would matte it down. But my point is, like, if you put a shimmery or light reflective concealer on a blemish, you're going to draw attention to it because it's going to be reflecting light like a big beacon, like a searchlight, you know. And that's not really what you want. But because it matted down nicely underneath my eyes, you might be able to get away with this as a concealer for blemishes if you make sure to set it with a powder. All right, so as of right now, first impression, not bad at all. I actually am on the verge of saying that I really like this one, but again, I won't know until I try it out a couple more times. But yeah, and for $3, I think that's such a good deal. 0.22 now. In fact, I've got the NYX HD concealer right here, and it only has 0.11 ounces, and it was $5. So, and it's more of a matte texture. So, just right off the bat, as far as the first impression goes, I like the e.l.f. one a little bit better than the NYX HD concealer. So, and they're both HD. This the e.l.f. one is HD lifting concealer, which is probably why it's a bit more shiny or dewy. So, okay, well, I will update my thoughts in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.